Salutations, my name is Drunker, and today we are back with another episode of Crave Saga. That is right. Today we are going to be reading the newest story called Oceare Legends, or Oceare, or somehow, I don't know how you call it, but apparently that's the name. Anyway, a new event. I decided to read this event before reading the neutral city of Kusan, so yeah, because I'll read that next after this event, and then after that, it's just gonna go as normal in terms of chronological order, so yeah. So, Oceare Legends, the shining light that transcends time, which features the characters Banryu Banryu and Njord or something. Yeah. So, this is our soulmate Banryu, and this is our sacred Njord. And we got 10 stories for this event, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to read it all today. Well, I am quite interested to see about this event, because last event, Altite Swim Contest, was really good, and honestly, maybe the newer events of Crave Saga are a lot more interesting than their old ones, because their old ones not the best, but you know, maybe we might find a gold mine somewhere, and there has been no Eureka bonuses from this game so far, so they're gonna have to lock in. So yeah, so we are going to be starting off with violation of military regulations. Ooh, violated. Ooh. So, we are starting off. A mothership? Apparently this teases back a previous event, but don't worry. I'm fine with this. The mothership of the first commander of the Oceare Coast Guard, discovered near Alotinion. Oceare members well-known in the Horde were dispatched to investigate it. Added to the group were Gigant, Graham, and Joe, who had been introduced by Lucario, composing the Oceare team that would investigate the sunken ship. However, while investigating the sunken ship, they were attacked by a giant Miracan. With the support of Commander Banryu, they defeated the monster, but their investigation was stopped. Ooh. We're under the sea! So, a monster was the reason they sunk, but I'm sure that by defeating it, we brought peace to the crew. Banryu, who returned with the research team, was receiving the team's research report. You all did well. By the way, regarding the ship survey, I'd like a report on the progress. The hull took significant damage, but it was still possible to investigate the interior. I feel bad we couldn't spend much time exploring it though because of the monster. It seemed like there were some valuable documents there. Valuable documents. Seems they may have important significance regarding Oceare's history. Seeing Banryu's interest, well-known in the Horde explained the sunken ship's situation in more detail. The ship's logbook from that time was found on the desk in the captain's cabin. What? Is that true? Yeah, it's a valuable document kept by the captain at the time. And what was written in this log? Well, right after, we were attacked by monsters and missed our chance to retrieve it. We went back several times to look for it, but couldn't find anything. We're so sorry. I see. In that case, there's nothing we can do. Life takes priority before all else. But I kind of remember what was written in it. The logbook contained a record of what happened when the ship sank. The Horde reported to Banryu the details of the sinking as recorded in the logbook. I see. And besides the logbook, there must be other valuable documents hidden away there. Well now, please continue the investigation. Roger that. Also, pleasure summarize the information obtained from this investigation in writing. Sorry, I forgot to say please, but unfortunately, my dialogue was corrected to pleasure, apparently. Okay. there's just one thing I want to confirm. It's about that Resort Environmental Security Corps trio. Yes, they're very reliable guys. Lucario introduced them to me, and they did a great job. Lucario, huh? Understood. You guys can go back to work. The two left, looking puzzled at Banryu's clouded expression. Having seen them off, Banryu called out to Boom, the trainee captain standing beside him. Boom? Is it that little tiger dude? Boom, do you happen to know where Lucario is going? Oh my god, it is. About that. Boom's eyes darted around in a troubled manner. You know, don't you? Yeah, well... Boom pondered, seeing Banryu's expression, indicating he was enduring a headache. I can't betray Lucario, but I also want to be of service to Banryu. After much deliberation, Boom decided to prioritize his loyalty to Banryu. Lucario said he was looking forward to the festival in Kinshu. Kinshu, huh? Lord Banryu? I suppose we will have to report this to Lord Seldor. Muttering this in a low voice, Banryu then stood up. Oh. Afterwards, Banryu visited the palace and discussed the matter with Seldor. This concludes our report on the shipwreck investigation. Well done. However, this Lucario sure is troubling. I am truly sorry. He is all my responsibility as his commander. Banryu bowed deeply. A burden of regret weighed on him for his inability to control his subordinates. However, Lucario has made a significant contributions to Oceare up until now. Please, could you give Lucario a chance to redeem himself? Seeing Banryu's concern for his subordinate, Seldor pondered. After a moment of silence, he then spoke. Lucario's actions this time are absolutely unforgivable. Bro, what the heck did he do? He went to the festival in Kinshu or something? He falsely identified unknown persons as a member of Oceare, having them take part in missions. Oh, okay, so that was the group that they mentioned. Graham, Joe, and the other dudes. Okay, so they were the members. Sorry, I know this is a past event that I should be reading through, but honestly, I'm alright with it. So yeah. This is a major issue which concerns Oceare's very prestige. Yes, it is exactly as you say. According to regulations, expulsion would be the appropriate punishment. Upon hearing the word expulsion, please, anything but that. Lucario is a valuable subordinate and is irreplaceable to me. I will take his punishment in his place. Calm down, Banryu. This is only if I were to follow the rules verbatim, of course. I know how much Lucario has contributed to Oceare thus far. So then, yes, I will not expel him. I want Lucario to continue lending his strength to Oceare. Thank you very much for your generous consideration. But he cannot go without punishment. Yes, of course. As Supreme Commander of Oceare, I will ensure the same thing never happens again. I'm counting on you. Yes, sir. Banryu bowed deeply to Seldor, who was murmuring quietly. In Iroha, in the Kinshu Islands, Lucario was enjoying the festival with the visiting Tagmard. Ooh. During the festival, Tagmard had met Vastol. Though both were teachers, they worked at different schools and viewed each other as rivals. On this day too, the moment they met, they began competing at the festival stalls. Oh my god, it's you! Not bad, Tagmard. You too? Jeez, this seriously wasn't the result I was hoping for. Don't you think? Then let's have a second round at the ring toss stall over there. As you wish. The two threw the goldfish scooping nets they used in the first game aside and ran off. Tagging him and getting all heated up. Lucario was left behind, looking bewildered. Suddenly, he heard a deep cough from behind. Lucario, you seem to be having a lot of fun. Oh, Banryu, what a surprise seeing you here. Are you visiting Kinshu? This isn't a visit. I've come here in search of you, Lucario. For me? I have tons of questions to ask you in regards to this Resort Environmental Security Corps. What? Lukuro was visibly shaken. Banryu looked around before slightly lowering his voice. This isn't the place to talk about this. Follow me. Yes. Having seemingly resigned himself to his fate, Lukuro followed him, his shoulders slumped. Oh, they walked through a Kinshu forest, the lively sounds of the festival fading into the distance. Lukuro couldn't bring himself to speak to the silent Banryu. The silent atmosphere grew tense. Then after some time, a large mansion came into view just beyond the forest. Where are we? This is my mansion. Come inside. Banryu stood in front of the mansion, opened the door, and urged Lukuro to come inside. Okay. Lukuro was led into the living room and sat down on the tatami mat as instructed. Though overwhelmed by the appearance of the mansion, only one thought occupied his mind. Oh no, there's no escaping this. Banryu, sitting up opposite of him, quietly opened his mouth. Sorry for bringing you all this way to such a dreary place. No, this is a lovely home. Guess it makes all the effort put into building it up worthwhile if you say so. Please don't fire me, boss. Banyu's tone, which had been gentle until then, suddenly became distant. Now, let us continue where we left off, Lukuro. Well, if you're talking about the sunken ship, I couldn't do anything because of the incident. Is that why you brought those three suspicious-looking guys from the Resort Environmental Security Corps? Did they do something? I heard from the Horde and Well-Known. It seems they were helpful in the investigation and battle. So I see. But there is no such thing as a Resort Environmental Security Corps in Oceare. After having their IDs investigated, it turns out they are completely unrelated ordinary citizens. Actually, I was threatened and had no choice but to ask for their cooperation. You were threatened? What exactly was done to you? Unable to withstand Banryu's sharp gaze any longer, Lukuro ended up telling him everything. About taking an unauthorized break on duty with confidential documents in hand. And losing them, with Graham, Gigant, and Joe threatening him and forcing him to recruit them. Wow. What a group. I see. If that's the case, it couldn't be helped. That it couldn't be helped at all. Seeing Banryu sighed, Lukuro also smiled with relief, a strange smile on his face. That isn't possible, you fool! Ooh. That relief was short-lived as the sound of someone violently banging on the table echoed. Banryu glared terrifyingly at Lukuro, a magical aura formed around him. You slacked off during military service, showed classified document, and then were blackmailed? Furthermore, they tricked others into participating in a top-secret mission by claiming to be of Oceare? And now you're having a blast hanging out in Kinshu. How can that not be helped? Don't mess with me! Yes, sir! Lukuro trembled at Banryu's furious intensity. And Banryu, whose anger had not subsided, began a sermon which would continue until dawn. Normally, you would have rightfully been expelled from the Oceare army. At the end of his lengthy sermon, Banryu continued with what sounded like a final warning. However, this is your first violation of military regulations, and it resulted in a monstrous defeat. And thanks to Lord Seldor's mercy, you have been spared from exile. Oh. But be prepared for punishment. If you do something like that again, I will show you no mercy. Lukuro nodded, his face pale. A few days later, at Oceare's headquarters. I'm so busy! Lukuro, mop and bucket in hand, scurried along the corridors at Oceare headquarters. His penalties included written apologies, a salary cut, and other charitable work. My goodness! Furthermore, he was assigned menial tasks such as picking up trash and cleaning toilets. Please have mercy, Banryu! Having finished punishing Lucaro, Banryu is giving a progress report to Seldor. How's Lucaro doing? I hope he's reflected on his actions. Though he complains, he seems to be diligently fulfilling his duties. We need to make sure that something like that never happens again. Leave it to me. I will ensure he fulfills his role properly under my watchful eye. Sounds good. Seldor smiled at Banryu's sincere oath. Lucaro and the people of Oceare have a good boss indeed. I am humbled by your kind words. They are more than I deserve. Banryu bowed respectfully to Seldor, who smiled generously. What came to his mind was gratitude towards Seldor and regret for what happened before, and relief that his valuable subordinate was spared from being expelled. This must never be told to Lucaro. Okay, so this is called Oceare Rescue Squad Njord. Well. A few days after receiving his punishment, Lucaro sighed heavily in the Oceare dining hall. Oh, what's wrong, Luca? Why are you sighing? Are you okay? Oh, Njord. What's with that outfit? That's right, it's new equipment developed by Luca. Wearing it to get used to it. Very nice. More importantly, what's up with you, Luca? You look pretty damn tired. That I am. I've been so busy lately. I had to write apologies on top of regular duties and so many menial tasks like cleaning up. On top of that, I'm doing charity work for Liv Ilvard and even getting a temporary pay cut. I can't even go to the beach. A nice guy's great ass should be waiting for me. You are so busy, but if you keep saying things like that, Banryu will get mad again, you know. Njord retorted in exasperation to Lucaro, who showed little sign of remorse. You've really come a long way as a member of Oceare, Njord. Njord tilted his head at the sarcastic remark whispered to him in a low voice. What? Did you say something, Luca? No, it was nothing. More importantly, how's that equipment doing? Very well. I haven't been able to utilize its full powers on the ground just yet though. But thanks to this outfit, I think I can unleash as much power on land as I can in the water. Glad to hear it. Seems my development philosophy was correct. Tried it in the water yet? Lucaro, always a joker, suddenly became the serious magic unit leader in asking this. I was so surprised! It doesn't get in the way even in the water. It doesn't at all, does it? When you get in the water, your clothes are magically stored inside the whistle. I made it so that it makes it look like when you are awakened. You are a genius, Luca! You're so amazing! I see. Maybe I really am a genius. Lucaro was in high spirits after receiving such effusive praise from the Horde. A little while before this, Banryu received a report from Well-Known in Oceare's command room. So then, Well-Known, what about the investigation into the shipwreck afterward? There has been no significant progress so far. However, what's wrong? A shadow-like reaction has begun to appear around the sunken ship's commander room. A shadow-like reaction? Like a monster? There's no sign of it attacking, so it doesn't appear that it is a monster. Banryu thought for a moment, but then quickly gave instructions to Well-Known. Please continue your investigation. Just be extremely careful. Understood. As Banryu watched Well-Known bow and leave the command room, he pondered. This is just a hunch, but I feel like I might be able to get a hold of something if I went there. But the problem is, I cannot swim. While he was wondering what to do, Boom came along. My patrol finished without issues. The Sea of Kusan were peaceful again today without incident. Banryu nodded at Boom's usual energetic demeanor as he came up with an idea. Well done, Boom. By the way, I have a favor to ask of you. What would that be? If you see Lucaro, bring him to me. You want me to bring you Lucaro? That's right. Can I count on you? Yes, sir. I think Lucaro should surely be in the dining hall at this time. Ah! Lucaro, I finally found you. Banryu is calling for you. Huh? Did I mess something up again? Boom, please, just pretend you didn't see me. I can't. Come on, come along with me. Following Banryu's orders, Boom tried to forcibly drag Lucaro away. Hey Boom, I thought I was minding my own business here, so what do you think you're doing? I knew it was you. How dare you rat my whereabouts out to Banryu? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, hurry up, Lucaro. Though Boom was feigning ignorance, Lucaro desperately tried to resist. Hey, Boom, let me go! No way, we're going to where Banryu is. Neither Lucaro nor Boom showed any sign of backing down as time passed. Hey, you two, let's calm down. Njord, who'd been watching in disbelief, noticed heavy footsteps approaching from behind. Could you all quiet down a bit? Banryu! The pair, who had been struggling, then froze in position. I thought I heard some noise, but surely enough it was you two. Forgive us, Banryu. You've gone through a lot of trouble, Boom. You should return to your regular duties now. Boom bowed apologetically to Banryu before leaving without saying a word. Banryu told Lucaro, panicking and flustered, to follow him before turning away from him. Yes, sir. Without the will to run away any longer, Lucaro followed behind Banryu. Luca, hang in there. The horde murmured softly, seeing him off as if praying for Lucaro's safety. Okay, so this is called New Type Magic Power Amplification Device. Banryu, I'm sorry. I got started late on cleaning. I'll get right to it. Lucaro apologized in a panic as soon as he entered the command room. No, let's leave that aside for now. Banryu said this with a slightly awkward expression. Could it be something else? Did I do something other than that? Well, you see, it's about the ongoing underwater investigation. I was thinking of participating in the next survey. Huh? But Banryu... Oh, well, I'm pretty sure you can't get to that area by ship. Lucaro nearly pointed out that Banryu couldn't swim before quickly changing his words. I am aware of that. I will be swimming there. But Banryu... Judging from your reaction, you already knew, didn't you? That I can't swim, that is. There being no point in hiding it any longer, Banryu honestly admitted his weakness. His weakness. It seems what Boom said was true. That everyone knows. Huh, surely you're not the one who spread this information to Boom and the others. No, I only heard about it, just rumors of it. Lucaro desperately tried to clear up the misunderstanding, to which Banryu did not press further. Whatever, if you already know, then this will be quick. The reason I called you here today is, I wanted to borrow your strength. My strength, you say? Yes, the devices you develop are truly excellent, proving useful in our missions. So I was hoping you could at least help me practice, so that I could learn how to swim. You want me to help you? So, will you lend me your strength? I'm not asking you to do it for free, of course. As a reward, how about I waive your punishment? I've already spoken to Lord Seldor, so what do you think? Really? I'll do it! Whatever it takes to be of service to you, Banryu. Lucaro nodded smilingly. His cheerful demeanor made Banryo uneasy, so he added a few words. However, we don't have much of a budget to spare. Please keep that in mind. I know. I'll just make the best invention I can that'll be of use to you. Lucro was overjoyed, but Banryo nodded silently, unable to hide his anxiety. Ooh. And after a few days, Lucro proudly showed Banryo his invention, smiling brightly. Banryo, thank you for waiting, and thank you for coming all the way out to my lab. Is it done? The device I will use to practice swimming. No, that's not all. It's a device that will allow you to swim just by wearing it. Just by wearing it? That seems a little too convenient. Perhaps having finally grown suspicious, Banryo asked skeptically. Time is precious for you, Commander of Oceare. We cannot allow it to be wasted on practice. But solely relying on your strength without effort is also questionable. Don't worry about that. My invention made by my subordinate was made for you, who I am always being taken care of. And that being the case, mastering it will be well within your abilities, Banryo. You sure about that? Banryo tilted his head at this logic, but Lucro got carried away and continued to rattle off. Now, just go ahead and see for yourself. This is... You notice? It's a new version of the magic amplification device with further modes and improvements. By adjusting it to perfectly match the magic power you possess by wearing it, you can unleash its power. Banryo, overwhelmed by Lucro's rapid-fire speech, still managed to respond somehow. I am well aware of the performance of the magic amplification device you developed. I have to hear from people who have actually used it that it is excellent. I would agree with that. Yes! Thank you very much! But apart from the functionality, couldn't the design be a little better? I think that would increase the number of people who would want to use it. Banryo asked hesitantly, but Lucro then answered proudly. This is the optimal shape that will draw out the most magical power as well as save us money. I told you to cut costs, but never imagined would you come this far. Banryo sighed, muttering to himself as if trying to convince himself. But given the limited time, and you having kindly made it for me, I guess it can't be helped. It does feel a little cramped, but... Saying this, he tried to put the device on over his clothes, but Lucro stopped him. Banryo, what are you doing? You shouldn't wear that device over your clothes. So, I do it naked? There's no way I could do that. In order to synchronize with the user's magic powers, you need to get rid of anything in the way. Otherwise, it won't amplify your magic and could even malfunction, so come on already. Lucro's expression was serious, befitting the leader of the Magic Corps. Hey, Lucro, what do you think you're... Lucro offered to help, forcibly removing his clothes and attaching the device. Lucro's already gone this far. Guess there's no other choice. Oh, that's cute. Suppressing his inner embarrassment, Banryo stayed silent. Lucro, unaware, had a sparkle in his eye. Banryo, it suits you so well. It's wild, or rather, it's like your natural self. No way, I didn't realize so much of him would be exposed. Didn't expect this when making it. Noticing Lucro was confused by this mixed calculation, Banryo began to grow suspicious. Will I really be able to swim now? I've come this far. If this isn't able to help me learn how to swim as you have said, then... That won't happen. You'll get additional punishment. No, actually, the money you wasted on this magic device. I will make you pay for the entire thing with your salary. It will be okay. Anyway, let's give it a test. This way, Banryo. I prepared the test tank for you. Located where Lucro led him, there was a huge aquarium and a platform leading to it. This is a perfect recreation of the deep sea, much larger than it looks. Now step into the water. As Lucaro said, the water in the tank was so dark the bottom was not visible. To think I of all people would be intimidated. Banryu! Damn, I can't let my subordinates see me in such a pathetic state any longer. Here I go! His mind made up, Banryu put on the goggles and bravely jumped into the water. But... I can't swim! Ugh! In a panic, Banryu flayed his arms and legs in vain, struggling as he suffered. Banryu, put your magic into the device! Pour it into the device! My magic into the device? Hearing the voice of his subordinate from afar, Banryu mustered his remaining strength. Guess I'll take the gamble and try. Ha! He gathered the magic energy in his body and guided it, pouring it into the device. What is this? This feeling? That moment, blue magical winds of light appeared from Banryu's back through the device. Oh, my body feels stable, even though I'm in the water. I can move around easily. And I can even breathe. With this, I can... The particles of light generated air around his body, aiding breathing and reducing water pressure. Banryu, just keep going and head in any direction you wish to go. Like this? The winged Banryu swam freely through the water at high speed. Oh, this is great! Realizing that his own magic power was helping him swim, Banryu accelerated even faster. Ha! I knew it! Banryu! Even excellent use of this new equipment! How wonderful! After truly testing with the first swim and gaining confidence, Lucaro greeted Banryu as he surfaced. I still have some things to say about the design, but... Never mind that for now! Well done, Lucaro. As promised, I'll put an end to your punishment. But never do something so arrogant ever again. As Banryu emphasized this point, Lucaro nodded in relief. Of course! This is called the Black Vortex. The day of the seabed survey had come. It wasn't just Boom, Njord, and Wellnown, but Lucaro was also involved this time. And also... Hey, Lucaro, I heard Banryu will also be taking part in that investigation today, but is that true? I'm so worried. Boom asked worriedly, knowing he couldn't swim. Njord and Wellnown also looked anxious. It'll be okay. Banryu is actually a really good swimmer. Lucaro's nonchalant words left everyone looking bewildered, wondering what exactly he meant. Is there something wrong with me? The three, excluding Lucaro, were left speechless as Banryu appeared with a dignified gait. Banryu, that outfit, what in the world happened to you? That's the magic amplification device no one would use. Why is Banryu have it on? But even so, Banryu, he looks so very sexy. What do you mean what happened? This equipment is obviously for our undersea investigation. To mask his inner embarrassment, Banryu replied with an exaggeratedly confident tone. This nearly naked state. No, I must endure. This too was made for me, my Lucaro. What are you doing? Hurry up and set sail. You're right. Seeing Banryu's calm demeanor, the survey's team then hastily began preparing to set sail. Visibility is good. Full power ahead. Yoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! With Boom's powerful voice, the ship set sail for the harbor. The ship, piloted by Boom, soon arrived in the area around the sunken ship. Well then, let us get started. Yes, sir! Boom, I'm entrusting you to keep watch and provide rescue if need while we are diving. Understood. I'll leave the assistance and support to you. Are you joining me for the underwater survey? Let's go. Banryu said this, putting on his goggles and jumped into the water. Banryu, are you okay? Just look at that. Lukuro muttered proudly to the three anxious-looking people. Oh, Banryu, how fantastic! The team gasped in admiration of Banryu, swimming through the water with wings on his back. That's amazing! Banryu looks so cool! What are you doing? Let's get going, you guys! Ooh! At Banyu's words, the three outside the boom exchanged glances before jumping into the sea. So this is the shipwreck. It's in worse shape than I've heard. Yes, the damage was increased but because we were attacked by that monster. Then let us investigate quickly. Let's split up. Well now, you come with me. Then I'll go with Njord. Okay, Luca. Oh, sorry, I completely mixed up their voices. Golly. Each nodded as they split into two groups and headed towards the ship. This is the first ship. Well now, show me around first. Let's start in the commander's room. Yes, it's this way, Banryu. Huh? The water pressure from the two of them moving caused floating skeletons to sway gently. These are former sailors. May their soul rest in peace. Guided by Wellnound, who had visited the area many times before, the pair soon arrived. Please be careful, Banryu. Thank you, Wellnound. About the shuttle-like thing you were talking about. Yes, we did spot it in this area many times before. Wellnound looked around as he said this. A black hazy mass then vaguely appeared before his eyes. Is this it? Banryu, please be careful. But it's strange. I don't feel any danger whatsoever. On the contrary, it seems to be trying to communicate. Doesn't seem to be a monster at all. He tried to get closer, but the surrounding water suddenly began to move violently. What's this? This is most dangerous! Banryu, Wellnound, you guys okay? The tide suddenly started to pick up speed. The pair, noticing danger, rushed to the commander's room, gasping in surprise. Banryu! Just to be safe, you guys should stay back. When Banryu gave this order to his subordinates, the shadow, like a black mist, suddenly expanded and began to swirl. Huh? He got sucked in. With no chance to resist, Banryu is pulled into the vortex and sucked in. Banryu! Njord, in a panic, chased after him, disappearing into the vortex. Banryu! Njord! Wellnound and Lukuro tried to help the two. But then suddenly, the vortex disappeared right before their eyes. What in Vestria is going on here? In the quiet depths of the sea, the crew drifted aimlessly as if nothing had happened. Njord didn't realize they were underwater. Where are we? I remember being caught up in a whirlpool. Oh my gosh! Banryu, thank goodness you're alive! Njord felt relieved to see Banryu right beside him. But realizing he was still unconscious, he picked up his body and headed towards the surface. Here we go! Banryu! You're so heavy! Njord summoned the boat and picked up Banryu, placing his body on top of it. Wake up, Banryu! Njord performed a life-saving procedure with practiced movements. He pressed his chest, performing CPR, when Banryu spurted water from his mouth and opened his eyes. You've woken up, Banryu. Njord, you saved me. Sorry about that. No, I only did what was natural. What about Boom? He should be waiting above surface. And are Wellnound and Lukuro okay? Speaking of that, looking around themselves, there was no sign of the ship they had arrived on. Wellnound and Lukuro aren't coming up either. It looks like we must have been swept quite far. But maybe it is because we were swallowed up by that vortex-like thing. It could be. As he said this, Banyu looked around again and noticed a ship approaching. A ship? How lucky! Looks like we're saved! Hey! Wait, Njord, it's too early to relax. Banyu stopped Njord from waving with a smile. That ship may not be our ally. Also, what happened? What's the matter, Banyu? That ship, it's an unfamiliar shape. As it gradually grew larger, it could be seen the ship was of a design not seen in modern Vestria. Alright, this is called Captain Grievus. And ooh, he looks cool. Admiral, stop the ship. A man who appeared to be the captain noticed a small boat giving instructions to Admiral at the helm. Oh wait, you look like Boom just a bit. You can't say that out of the blue. Even as he said this, Admiral skillfully steered the ship and dropped anchor. The ship rocked violently as the sailors let out screams. Ugh, the waves! The large waves created by the ship stopping in Banryu. The large waves created by the ship stopping hit Banryu and Njord. Njord, are you okay? I'm okay. Don't worry, we're here to help. Hey, you guys, grab onto this. The smiling man lowered a rope, handing it to the two of them. Banryu, it can't be helped. We don't even know where we are. We should just do as we're told. Saying this, Banryu grabbed the rope and the horde reluctantly followed. That moment... Ah! The mammoth pulled the two onto the boat as if he were reeling in a big catch. Whoa! Lifted onto the ship's deck, Banryu and the horde fell on their backsides. With its bizarre appearance, well, the ship was unlike any I've seen before. As I expected, they're that guy's henchmen. They've come to recon us. Hey, capture them! Yes, Captain. At the signal of the man called Captain... something. What do you mean by strange appearance? What about yourself? Banyu's face turned red at their rude treatment and retorted angrily, but quickly regained his composure. This isn't good. Maybe it's because of how we're dressed, but I got flushed and yelled. For now, we should calm down and assess the situation. Oh, it seems you are misunderstanding something, but we are no one's henchmen. Right, we were just swept up in a huge whirlpool and ended up here. Huh? What nonsense are you spouting? The captain gave an obviously suspicious look, but then a man called Admiral spoke up. Grievous, that's Livia ship... Grievous, that Livia ships are coming! Several large ships were approaching them from behind. Apparently they were not allies, and tension spread among Captain Grievous and his crew. However, it was something else that caught Banyu's attention. Grievous, is that your name? And Livia, what the hell is going on? Don't you dare casually call me Grievous, you bastard! Tuh, but it can't be helped now. Admiral, get sailing already. You guys, raise the sails. Did you just say... Admiral? Banyu looked at the man whose name had been called, surprised again. Yes, what is it? Hey, that mark. It's the same as the one on my hat. Admiral noticed the emblem on Banyu's chest and suddenly raised his voice. But why? This is something I made myself based on a picture I drew. So you're Livia's henchman, as Grievous said, and you stole my drawing, huh? You idiot. Anyone could come up with a picture like that. Stop your yapping and get the ship moving. And Admiral, how dare you scribble that stupid picture on my ship without my permission? What do you say, you bastard? You may not like my drawing, but calling it stupid is going too far. What's wrong with calling something stupid stupid? The surrounding crew members watched in disbelief as Grievous and Admiral began arguing. What's with these two? Aren't they supposed to be captain and subordinate? Banryu, now's our chance. Let's escape from here. Taking advantage of the distraction, Njord whispered to Banryu in a low voice. No, wait, Njord. What's wrong, Banryu? The ship. I thought I might be mistaken, but upon closer inspection, I believe the Oceare crest was indeed engraved in the same place on that ship. That ship? Following Banryu's instructions, Njord looked around and gasped. Oh my gosh! The sunken ship! That's right, that shipwreck we were just exploring. And if I'm not mistaken, the navigator of that ship was one of Varuna's 12 saints of the Heavenly Tree, the legendary admiral, first to chart the seas. And the other man who appeared to be captain is Captain Grievus, first Supreme Oceare Commander. What is going on? Wait, hold on. Is this what they were saying? About why... Okay, I'm just gonna say this, but apparently I've heard that apparently Chapter 14 was actually one of the most liked chapters, top 5 most liked chapters. Are they reviving past eras, just like what's happening with Anados and... Are they reviving past eras, just like what's happening to Anados and Hausumo? What is going on? They had this type of concept too? Furthermore, that Livia we just heard about, could it be Lord Livia, the first leader of Kusan? No way, but... That's right, these guys are all from about 1,000 years ago. No way they could be alive. Besides, both Grievous and Admiral look so barbaric now. It's different from how I imagined them. But what if we were dragged back in time by some kind of force, like that Vortex? Oh my gosh, the world of the past. That means, even if we ran from here, we'd had nowhere to go. It might be safer to stay with them for now. I see. If this is truly the past, it would be troublesome to reveal our identities. We should conceal them. Shall we use pseudonyms? Here, my name will be Hakuto. Your name will be Njord. What the heck? Copy that. Very cool names. With the two whispering to each other, several ships caught up and soon they were surrounded. Admiral, there's no time for this. What are we going to do now? There's absolutely nothing we can do being surrounded like this. Grievous and Admiral finally stopped arguing. A man then appeared at the bow of a large ship that had circled around, blocking them. Oh, Grievous, your piracy will finally end here today. As annoying as always. Leave ya, bastard. Grievous did not respond to the call, instead muttering angrily. Oh my goodness. So that guy's Lord Livia. He looks a lot like Lord Seldor. And as Banryu began to mutter this, Grievous yelled at him. Hey, you two! If you really aren't Livia's minions, then prove it here. Do that and I'll spare your lives, but if you can't, then I'll throw you into the sea. The surrounding sailors also seemed braced for battle, and the tension was palpable. We can't fight against Lord Livia, but... Banryu, let's do as they say. Njord, but... Don't worry, we'll just need to focus on support. We don't need to do any unnecessary fights. I see. The ship, just enough to protect the lives of Lord Grievous and Lord Admiral, huh? Okay, we'll do whatever it takes to survive until we can return to our own timeline. Banryu and Njord nodded firmly at each other and turned back to face Grievous. To prove that we are not his pawns, we too will lend our strength to this battle. This is called Naval Battle with the First Leader. My goodness. Grievous' ship was completely surrounded. It was obvious escaping without a fight would be impossible. You all understand, correct? At the command of Slivia, leader of the besieging forces, the Kusan soldiers raised their voices in unison. A gangway was laid between the ships, and soldiers boarded Grievous' ship one after another. Hey, you guys! You know what this means, right? Grievus also gave orders to his crew. They responded with loud voices, rousing themselves as the confrontation with Kusan began. They responded with loud voices, rousing themselves as the confrontation with Kusan began. It seems both sides are full of enthusiasm. However, there's something odd about what Grievous just said. Hey, do something about this. Or was I right after all? Just Livia's henchman, huh? Yeah? Oh! Grievous yelled at Banyu as he took down the advancing soldiers one after another. I know, we were just about to start fighting. As he retorted, Banyu was about to turn towards the Kusan soldiers when he realized something. Soldiers on neither side were holding any blades, they were fighting with clubs and oars. Grievous had a sword, but was defeating enemies with its blunt side, not killing a single person. It's as if they're avoiding killing. I suppose that means they have the ability to do so. Whoa! Grievous and Admiral's strength was overwhelming, but the enemy numbers were even greater. What should we do, Banryu? It's impossible for us to turn this around on our own. If I had the rock dragon cannon, I could manage somehow, but I left it behind because of this equipment. No, let's take a gamble. Njord, you stay here and support Grievous and Admiral. Okay, oops. Hakuto, what are you going to do? Just you watch. Saying this, Banyu puts on his goggles and jumps into the sea. Hey, you're trying to run? Damn it, Admiral. Do something to get the ship moving. I am, but there's nothing I can do in this situation. Admiral tried to move the ship while fighting off the enemy, but he was surrounded on all sides. Well then. Ha! Banyu, submerged in water, gathered his magical powers and unfolded his wings of light. I am so sorry, Lord Livia. While apologizing, Banyu sped through the sea and rammed into Livia's ship. Ha! Banyu's charge hit directly, causing Livia's ship to shake violently. What happened? Is everyone okay? As the ship rocketed violently, Livia, though shaken, called out to his soldiers. Hold on to something, or else you'll be thrown into the sea! The soldiers were all in a panic and were in no condition to fight. What the? Their formation has fallen apart! Wait, hey, Admiral, now's our chance! I know! Full speed ahead! Admiral seized the momentary opportunity, changed course, and escaped the encirclement. It seems we managed to safely escape, but we were terribly disrespectful to Lord Livia. Banryu surfaced and followed Grievous' ship, observing the situation. Nice assist, Hakuto! Njord greeted Banryu, who had caught up with the ship, with a thumbs up from the deck. No way! So you did it! Seriously, who are you two? Grievous looked surprised at Banryu swimming parallel to the ship. This guy's crazy. He'll catch up to us at this rate. So they're not gonna let us get away so easily. Admiral shouted, turning around to look behind. Livia's ships were chasing them at high speed. They've caught up! Give up already, you pirates! Then how about this? Banyu reached the rear of the ship and unleashed his magic, beginning to push with all his might. Wow, that's incredibly fast! Suddenly, the ship's speed increased. Wave rose from both sides as the sailors staggered. Meanwhile, on the pursuing side, Livia had made up his mind. They'll get away at this rate. Can't be helped. Zerkadis, lend me your strength. Livia clapped his hands and a giant column of water rose from the surface as Zerkadis emerged. Oh my goodness. Having summoned Zerkadis, Livia began the pursuit anew, riding on his back. That's Lord Zerkadis, the legendary sacred beast that saved Kusan with Livia. He's real! Zerkadis, with a ferocious force belying his huge size, kicked up waves as he chased him. And what incredible speed! No, even with my strength, they're gonna catch up! Alright, I'll take it from here. Here we go! Njord concentrated his magic power in a staff he produced seemingly out of nowhere. Suddenly, the surrounding sea began to churn. What the? There's something in the sea. A golden monster. Or a fish. It's a bit too round for that. And there's a huge number of them gathering here. The pod of dolphins summoned by Njord leaped and bounded towards the front of the Kusan ship. What's this? Lord Livia, the rudder. Waves are blocking it, and it's not responding. The waves created by the countless dolphins became huge swells that tossed Livia's ship around. Alright everybody, take care of that big one for me as well. At Njord's command, the dolphins also gathered in front of Zerkadis. Zerkadis too was hindered by the dolphins' waves, and his speed was visibly decreasing. What in the world is going on here? Livia was bewildered, not knowing how to deal with these opponents he'd never seen before. Whoa! Once again, panic spread among the Kusan soldiers and the fleet became disorganized. What in the hell is going on here? On this ship as well, Grievus, Admiral and the crew were staring blankly out at the sea. Okay everybody, now's your chance. Go ahead. Sure, you're right. Admiral, there's no time to be standing idly by. Get this ship going already. Yes sir, understood. As Admiral turned the rudder, Banyu began accelerating the ship. Well done, Njord. Now it's my turn. Ha! And so the ship and its crew successfully escaped the pursuit of Livia. Whoa. Okay, so if I will be cutting this, if I'll cut the recording, I'll just end it here then. Anyways, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this episode of Crave Saga. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see y'all whenever for part 2. Bye-bye!